you know, people are using NeoLife to prioritize their health and the wellness of their families. And this is important. And through their NeoLife business, they are giving hope to for a better life to the community around them. And so it's just exciting to hear that. And honestly, it's a business I've been part of with Rory for 51 years, and it's been a life's fun. That's all it's been. It's been wonderful. And I, 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 I don't know what your goals are, but it's important that you have a goal or a vision or an aim. And I read, somebody wrote this, and I just loved it. And I thought, I'm going to use it tonight because they said, my aim in life, my goal is to live an interesting, meaningful life wherein I am wrapped in comfortable clothing, sensible rules and patterns of life, and engaging challenges, and pledge in service to people that matter to me. And I thought, what a lovely aim. And I think let's all embrace that. Just get good rules in your life, do healthy things, be wrapped in comfortable clothing, and just pledge in service to people who are meaningful in your life. And so that's what we're going to do. And the first thing we're going to do is listen to a lady whose name is Carol. She and her husband live in White River and in Eswatini. They got feet in both camps, and that's wonderful. She is she is an energetic, very capable person. She loves others, always busy helping others. So let's have a big welcome for Carol. Where are you, Carol? Can you put your camera? And there you are. Carol,
Hello.
welcome. I'm going to put you on a big screen here. There you are. And look at Carol. Fantastic. Carol, you're going to be one of the ladies to say, what has NeoLife done for you? What is it you've embraced it, and where you've come from, and what has it done for you? And just encourage everybody on the call. Thanks. Over to you.
Good evening, everyone on the call, especially the ladies. It is a ladies' month. It is a women's month. I have a little poem for the ladies who are in the call tonight. She is a hurricane. She is a ray of light. She blooms wild and shines bright. She is a lightning bolt. She is crisp morning air. She is everything and everywhere. Ladies and everyone on the call, I am Carol, as Noella has introduced. I'm with my husband, Jabulani Sibia. We started the business back in 2007 when I had a small baby of 6 months. So in other words, I was on maternity leave. It was about to end. I was so stressed before I got NeoLife that I have to go back to work. Yet I had wanted to breastfeed my baby until maybe about 2 years old. When this opportunity came through a relative, a sister-in-law, who had visited me from Swaziland, she told me about the business and she did some presentations on the products on, and we called a few neighbors. They started buying the product. That's when she said to me, Carol, you can do this. I started the product, distributing a few products, but what I remember, there was an omega-3 30 capsules in there. My husband didn't believe in the product, but when they were doing the presentation, I told him, they said there is something for an anti-inflammatory, it's called an anti-inflammatory. In other words, it's going to stop your pain because he had a back pain persisting. He was on chronic painkillers through a car accident that he had encountered like a few months back. So when he took this omega-3, after 4 days of taking it, he started feeling much better. The pain was gone. So he started believing in this product. I decided I was going to sell this product, and I saw the customers were coming. I started getting money. I said, I'm not going to go back. Let me try and do this business and see, because I'm seeing the profit is coming. Maybe I don't need to go to work. Let me stay for another year before I go back to work. From there on, I never went back to work. I started sharing the product, selling, getting the money. My husband was working as a police officer. He was always away from work, from home. He was always traveling. He was in the serious crime units. You know, when your husband will leave and they say he's going to look for a serious criminal somewhere, you are always home and wondering if the time passes, he's not back, you haven't heard from him. You wonder if he's going to come back home. After seeing that we are getting some money from selling the product, we started recruiting and I was getting some bonus share. He decided he is going to join me because that time, in a year I joined the business, there was an international trip. Because when I joined the business, I was alone. I didn't include him. I was going to travel alone to England. So that was a big stress for him. He decided he would want to do this business with me because I told him, if we are partners, we go together. So from there on, he started joining me. We're doing the business. With this money we've had, he is no longer a police officer. He is at home with me. We spend time, we travel together. We've had so many international trips with him. The money wise, guys, you know, when you're a woman, I love dressing up. So whenever I want to buy something, NeoLife, I'll go out there and sell, get profit. I use that profit. I buy myself some nice clothes to look nice. You know, women love beautiful things. So with this business, we've been able to buy a few plots around where we are. We've bought two houses. One of the houses we are staying in, we are renting out the other one. So with this NeoLife business, we're able to buy something cash, something that never used to happen before. You know, even mere groceries, you would wait for month end to try and budget, ladies, that I want this, but I can't have this. With the NeoLife business, we are able to do anything we wish to do. Do we
Thank
still
you,
have some
Carol.
time?
Huh? Carol, that is great. Hey, did you want to say something else?
Yeah, I wanted to say,
Yes.
those ladies who are still doubting this business, believe me, it works. I know believability. At first, you would say, maybe I've done this before. With me, it was different. I had never sold any supplements. I'd never taken supplements except when you are given by the doctor to use when maybe throughout your pregnancy. But ever since I started using these products at home, no one is on chronic medication. My husband doesn't have diabetes. You know, people of his age, the people he was working with, some of them can't even walk properly. They are limping, they are diabetic, they are not well. But since we started using these products way back, we are living a healthy life. He is normal. He's like a 30-year-old. I'm also beautiful, as you see me always. I'm not aging. That's the good of this product. So those who are still doubting NeoLife, please, guys, let's take this opportunity and run with it. It really works. There is nothing better than this, especially our products. Thank you.
That is so good. You can see she's energized. She loves people. She helps people. She and Jabu. But it's just wonderful to see, and I want to thank you very much. Indeed, it's just marvelous. Okay, so now we have another a businesswoman. I tell you what, she's on the world team. She has been part of our business for a while. She'll tell you how long. It's just lovely to have Antoinette around. She, as I said, she's on our world team. She travels with us. Um, she's an amazing businesswoman, also always on the go, always looking for people to help. And I just want to welcome Antoinette as you come onto this call. Let's get you here. And you still, oh yeah, there you are. Let's get you up there, and there you are. Thank you very much indeed, Antoinette, for being on this call. Antoinette's from Belito. That's probably warmer than where most of the people are from. And so, and why don't you tell us your story and what's been meaningful to you that will help other people? Thank you so much.
Thank you, Nola. Hello, everybody. I've just got one question to myself, and that is, where would I have been today if I didn't join NeoLife 20 years ago? Because 20 years ago, I was in trouble. I was a single mum. I had a daughter at university. I needed a new car, and I was not making ends meet. So I started out as a teacher. I call that your jail. When you're boxed in and you earn, that was not going to work for me. The earnings in teaching was not going to work for me. Then I got involved in direct sales, where it's target driven and you get carrots dangled. And if you get to the carrot, you get a gift which you can't put bread on the table with. So it doesn't turn into money that you can use. So that didn't work for me. So I met Rory when I had stomach ulcers, I had no energy, and I had permanent vertigo. Just stressed. And I joined to get the discount because I knew with what I've described to you now, I was going to need these products long term to try and make some difference to my health. And within 2 days, my life changed. And I went back to Rory and I said to him, what is this? What kind of products are these? And I found out that food supplements, if you give the body what it needs, the body will do what it's supposed to do. And Rory said to me, how long are you going to do what you're doing? And my answer was, not long, they're going to kill me. So then I started thinking. I searched, I looked around, and I thought, I'm, I'm not making ends meet where I am. So what is out there? What is the earnings potential? And I really realized that here was no ceiling. It was a fair opportunity with more scope than I could explain. I'm a math teacher, so I could understand a couple of figures, right? And then the company at that stage called by their full name all the parts of the company GNLD, which got told to me the meaning was God never lets you down. So that worked for me. And when I got the full name as Golden NeoLife Diamite, I thought, well, that can also work for me. So this was definitely where I was going. God called me. I live close to God. I listen to his voice, and he said, go. So I decided to do this. But he also said, go in faith and obedience. So there were things I couldn't sit back and think God was going to do it. I had to do it. So in that, I want to say to you, if you look at a business like this and you want to make a success of it, because where I am 20 years later, living on the Dolphin Coast, life is comfortable. It's very nice. I know that this has worked for me and is still working. So success, what do you need? Number one that I'll say is do the basics well and consistently. This is not a training. Come back next week and hear what the basics are. Then impact. Support those that you touch. Show them the way. Care. Then connect. Don't be quiet. If you go quiet on me, I cannot help you. Those that communicate are going to grow. Reach up, reach out, upline, because we're there to support you. And then I'm going to say, attend everything. Are you going to the meeting on Saturday? Have you booked for the summit? Because that's where you grow. That's where you're inspired. I don't know how you're going to do it without that, because I would have never been able to do it without that input into my business. So learn, be inspired. Then another point, that was do the basics, impact, connect, and then belief. Believe in the company, believe in the products, and believe in yourself. People follow those that know where they're going. If you bring belief, people will never leave. And that was the business I wanted. I didn't want to sell a tree and end today. I wanted to sell it to somebody for the rest of their lives. So they had to understand it. I knew this was different. I knew that NeoLife was different. And I was going to find out why. With my first bonus of 98 Rand, we didn't have internet in that time. I bought the manual, which is basically today on your website free. If you go to every product and you read the fast facts, that was what I read. That's what I went through. That's what I repeated. And I just wanted to know more about these products. It's like going to NeoLife, your own little university where you learn about the products, you get the belief, and you can easily transfer that to people. But you've got to put in the time and the effort to get the belief in the business and in the products. Impact. It's not only your life that you change, it's many lives out there. At that stage, I had a friend that was nursing in England. Her kids were still at school. She left her husband and the kids right here, and she went 3 months at a time to go and nurse or teach or whatever she did overseas. I couldn't wait for her to get back. And as she landed, I said, Viv, here's coffee at my house. And when she stopped, I gave her a form. I said, this is what you're going to do. You're not going back to England. You're going to do it right here. And Viv built a strong business. I've got a friend, Imogene. She's in her 80s, comfortably retired, that adds like 10K a month to a retirement. I've got a friend that immigrated. Her husband had to go over with a company to America. And she contacted me from there and she said, I'm not allowed to work. And I said to her, you're part of an international company that comes from there. Just start. And she could build a directed business there and flourish there. So if you have got the belief and you've got the connectivity with NeoLife, you can influence so many others around you. I saw what NeoLife offered. I experienced it. I believed it. And I will never leave. And I thank my sponsors, Rory and Ola. They were in my upline and they took me by the hand and helped me. And I thank God, my Father, for being in this business and being happy and healthy and prospering. I wish the same for you. Thank you. Thank you, Nola. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you, Antoinette. That was great. Hey, two wonderfully inspiring stories. One got her husband out of a dangerous job in the police force. Great. And Antoinette educated kids. And you can hear how both of them just love adding value to people. And what is value? It's you making a difference. That's value. You making a difference to somebody's life, whether it's with a product, whether it's with an opportunity. And you hear, they get excited about the health, excited about the opportunity. It's great. It's just exciting. And, health isn't a luxury, it's actually foundational. There's nothing luxurious about this. It's a foundational product that we all need. Health is not a product. It's a situation that our products help. And there's no deadline or no deliverable anything is worth trading your well-being for. And I think this is what is so nice. They're both saying the freedom, the family time, helping others achieve that. And didn't you get that whole thinking there? So well done. So now I loved it, and I'm looking forward to the third and final chat this evening, and that is with Bester Shamboka, Bester Caroline Shamboka, and she has had her computer fixed so we can see her. That's great. Bester, do you want to take your mute off, please? There we are. There we are. I mean, how's Carol? Hey, you know what? It's going to be hard. It's hard introducing you because there are many words to say. But Caroline, we've known for decades. She left Zimbabwe. She went to London. I saw her in London a good few times. And then we saw her about a year or 18 months ago back in Zimbabwe. But she can tell your story. But I'm going to brag a little bit for her. She said she was going off to Harare. She's from Bulawayo. She's going off to Harare, and I thought she's up to something, and she certainly was. She went to the MegaFest National Women's Business Awards, and she got a gold award. It's a very special award for the most outstanding woman in healthcare and medicine of the year. So that's who we got in front of us. But she's a NeoLife distributor, and that's the exciting thing. Everybody, if you notice on the call, is different. And this is the beautiful thing about the business. We all have different strengths, we all have different focuses, we all have different things that excite us, but basically we're all in this together. And I know this business has been a very part-time business for you because you can tell us what you've done. But I know it's meant a lot to you, and it's been wonderful for the people that you've helped. So over to you. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Nola, for such an introduction. And I appreciate. Are we good to go?
Yes, go for it. Okay. Thank you.
Excellent. All right. So tonight, what I'm sharing, I'm really grateful that I actually found NeoLife because it has had a massive impact on my life, other people, and the community at large. So I joined NeoLife back in January 1993. So it's been over 32 years now. And for those of us who are on the call and you are thinking, I have no illness, or maybe I'm young, I shall see when I'm older, it's never too early to start taking supplements. It's about prevention. We do say that health is your greatest wealth. You cannot put any monetary value to your health. So I appreciate. I did have health challenges. I want to share something very personal from my own experience and how NeoLife helped me. When I had my first daughter, I was damaged. I had epidural was used on me as well as forceps. I had forceps delivery, and obviously something went very wrong because for weeks I couldn't walk. I was crawling. And so the midwife used to visit my flat because I couldn't get out. And then a doctor used to come with strong drugs that the midwife was not allowed to carry because the pain was so severe. But after some time, I managed to regain capacity to walk. I managed to walk again. However, the damage, there was residual damage because I wasn't completely healed. So every month, especially when it was time for my periods, my monthly periods, I would have excruciating pain, especially when I sat on the toilet for number 2. That went on for years, and I got to see it as just a way of life for me. So anyway, I also had another different issue. I had chronic acne, severe acne. It went down to my heaven. Um, my battery is low. Sincere apologies. Let me go to the battery. It's sorry about this, Nola. So
You know,
apologies
Caroline,
about.
no, that's okay. Caroline runs a hospital. Caroline is she owns a hospital, runs a hospital, and I know she ran in from the hospital to be on this call. So I just want to tell everybody you're an incredibly busy medical person with a whole hospital that you own, that you run. So we will give you that due. And so now please continue with your story. Okay.
Let me continue with the story. I don't know, Nola, do we have a picture of my severe acne that we could perhaps show how bad it was?
You know, it doesn't show how bad it was. She sent me a picture, and you can just see the little bit down here, but it doesn't show up much. But it doesn't matter. Just talk to us and just
Okay,
tell.
all right. So I had this severe acne, and again, that had been chronic for several years. And I had used everything on the market that I could buy for, that was meant to help with acne. And also I was put on I would visit the doctors because it was so bad. I was put on long-term tetracycline, an antibiotic, which later I was to learn that it was not a good idea. It gets your health into a worse situation when you're on antibiotics long-term. But this is what had happened to me. So soon after joining NeoLife, I got to learn that zinc is very good for acne. So I took zinc for my acne. And 2-3 months down the line, I realized that my acne had improved so much. Those people who see me today, they don't believe, they find it difficult that my acne seems to be so bad. Anyway, then it was at that time, 2-3 months after, that I thought to myself, what happened to that severe pain that I used to have on a monthly basis? So the pain had gone. And when I looked back, the only thing that I had changed in my life was the taking of zinc as an internal healer. It had sorted my long-term problem. So the impact, the quality of life from moving from a chronic monthly, issues like that to being pain-free throughout, it's been huge for me. And not only that, I find that I'm also enjoying my quality of life, and I'm enjoying how I'm aging. A lot of people struggle to understand how I'm actually aged 73, but I can run. So it's huge, because as I say, health is your greatest wealth. Feeling healthy like that, it's massive for me. Then when I think of the impact on others, I want to share a quick story about a lady that I saw. She had issues with high blood pressure, diabetes. She had weight issues. She had neuropathy. So I changed the diet and I put her on NeoLife products. In no time, this girl had changed. And I said to her, "You look different." And she agreed with me. She says, yes, even at work, everybody is saying that I've changed so much. So, and believe you me, it was quite an experience for me, because this lady, her experience of NeoLife products was so such that she actually requested to join the business herself. It's like I'd been too slow for her, because she told me that, hey, I used to distribute Tupperware. Can I also do this? So obviously you can see that she has benefited physically as well as financially as she continues to do the business. So we have an opportunity here that I feel is second to none. With the quality products that we say they are the best on the planet, and also an opportunity with a compensation plan which is so generous. Wow, we have an opportunity for business like no other. I know that, and it's been my experience, majority of people on this planet are short of money. I think that's not a secret. So with the NeoLife, we have an opportunity to be in the minority that are not short of money. And this is doable. Because I've observed that, like, when I'm in a supermarket, there are people that are going around shelves with their phones on, calculators, to see how much they can afford. People, we have an opportunity to get out of that zone, to actually not be short of any money, so that when you see what you like to buy, you can do it. And your NeoLife is there to do it for us. So anyway, so as long as we need a positive mental attitude. We used to call it PMA, positive mental attitude. And we want to be, to trust ourselves, like the former speaker said, Antoinette. And we can do it. You need to believe in the product and be willing to put in the work. You want to be a focused person. And once you've got focus, you are willing to do the work. We have an opportunity to just live the life of our dreams. It's doable. Many of us have done it. You can do it as well. All right. Thank you very much, Nola. And bye-bye to everybody.
Carol, best
Apologies for my
No.
break, because I didn't realize I actually had no power.
It's not a problem. It was just a lovely message. And you're just so sincere with that message. Thank you. And you haven't, over the years of living in different countries, you've continued using the product, you've continued sharing the business with people. And I want to tell the listeners that Rory and I went to see Caroline when we were up that area of the world. And she fetched us in her car as arranged, a beautiful new shiny blue Jaguar. And we went through the streets, the clean streets of Bulawayo, cleaner than where I live. And then she parked outside this 3-story building and she says, there it is. What is it? Oh, that's my hospital I've just built. And I built it with no loans. Nobody else is involved financially. This is my 3-story hospital for women and children. And that shows her heart. And she still has time to worry about people and their finances. And so, what I'm saying is we've all got capacity, and we can all, if we've got a vision, we can do it. And that sort of leads me to what I wanted to just share at the end is the phases of success, ladies. We can do this. We can impact people in little ways just by adding value, making a difference. And the thing is, we've got to be in control of our thoughts and what we want to do. And there are 3 words that we work with in our vision team. The first one is vision. The second one is struggle. And the third one is victory. So it doesn't matter what you're doing. We're not talking about one vision and one struggle and one victory. We're talking about daily visions, daily struggles, daily victories, as well as the big ones, big visions that you might have. But the thing is, we've got to dream big enough or have exciting enough dreams for you to have others as part of your dream. And what motivates you? Where do you want to travel? What do you want to do? What do you want to buy? I mean, we like shopping. How do you want to live? What sort of lifestyle do you want? Envision that. What do you want to do for others? What do you envisage for your life? And that is so important. We all go through struggles. And if you are in business, in your life or anything, you will be going through struggles. You will have we all, bringing up children, you go through struggles. Being married, you go through struggles. Baking a cake, for me, I go through terrible struggles. So, you always got to see what you have to do and be prepared to go through the struggles. But how do we get through our struggles? Ladies, we bond, we talk, we be part of a community, but basically we get through struggles with the right attitude, with the right people. And this is what I want to say. We like forming this NeoLife community where everybody's on the same page. We get through our struggles. We love what we're doing. We believe in what we're doing. You listen to Carol, she believes. You listen to Antoinette, she also believes. And I think Besta here also believes. And I know she does. I'm just being sarcastic. And so know what you're doing it for. Know what you're working towards. And so, our thoughts are very important. They impact our struggles. And the thing is also what we've got to remember as people, but we're talking specifically to ladies tonight, and there are men on the call. That's lovely, and it applies to you as well. What we specifically focus on will become reality. And there are a lot of problems in people's lives, a lot of problems in families' lives. We all, they come, problems come, and it's normally health and it's normally wealth, something to do with health and something to do with finances. So if we focus on those things, they will manifest. We cannot focus on our problems. We've got to focus on our vision and the lifestyle we want. The focus on our eating, our intentional eating, and plugging dietary gaps with the supplements. We cannot have any excuses for that. It is very, very vital that it's part of our focus. In Proverbs, it says, she is clothed with strength and dignity. She can laugh at the days to come. And there'll be people who are sitting on this course saying, oh, how do we do that? Well, how do we? Because I can do all this through him who gives me strength. The Lord gives us strength. He guides us. Sometimes you just got to hand over and just believe. But after struggles comes the victory. And that victory is so special. Striving to become, striving to improve. It's a cycle that we go through, and it does not come around once in your life. It comes around many, many times. The victory is sweet. I say baking a cake for me was impossible. Okay, baking a cake for me, the victory is sweet if it ever does rise and it looks edible, okay? And obviously there are much more serious things. The victory is sweet when your kid can get through the exam. The victory is sweet when you've paid off your debt. There are many victories. The victory is sweet when you've saved up enough for that holiday that you really feel that you all deserve. It could be the step to your next level in your NeoLife business, a higher bonus. Victory is your little wins, helping you move forward, but always be moving forward. There's another thing you can do. You can have a vision, you can have a struggle, and then you can quit. And the consequences of quitting can be huge. Huge. You never know what's around the next corner. Through my struggles in the early days, and there were huge struggles because we were penniless. So, there were huge struggles. I know all about that. But if I had quit, I don't know where I would be. Antoinette said that. She doesn't know where she would be, And so I just know that you can get that. You don't have to quit. The only way that we can fail at what we want to do, what we envisage, is to quit. Then you start again with something else. But there's one thing, you take yourself with yourself. So, we've got to look at personal development. We've got to look at what goes into our heads. We've got to look at who we associate with. Do they add to our peace? Do they add to information? Do they add to our life, or do they take away? Just be careful. We need to work on our mindset, and this put on the full armor of God, the belt of truth to stand firm, the breastplate of righteousness to protect your heart, the gospel of peace to be ready for your ups and downs, the shield of faith to protect you from flying arrows, which is really the words that people say to you that make you feel so discouraged. You're not good enough. We were told, go and get a proper job. We ran away from a proper job. You'll never make it. Who are people to tell you that? They don't know what's going on inside you. The helmet of salvation to protect your mind from the negativity and the problems out there that you can do nothing about. So the sword of the Spirit, the word of God to defend you. Let's get out of our comfort zones. Let's get our children out of their comfort zones. That just means you don't like change. Hey, there's always going to be change. Let's encourage our families not to take the path of least resistance, always looking for the easy way out and giving up. And the learned helplessness, like, I can't do it. It's too hard. That's what we can control in our families. And, always thinking about why you can't. Let's think about, encourage them and ourselves to why we can. What can we change to make it work? And always, you can make money or you can make excuses, but you can't do both. And so that's my final